Hello, NWN viewers, and in today's vlog, I thought I'd take a little bit of a trip down memory lane and talk about an old game based on Dungeons and Dragons called Neverwinter Nights. And I'll talk a bit about something from my own past, just to sort of show that project, to sort of, I don't know, like a sort of nostalgia thing really. To show like one of my first projects that I did in game dev modding. So basically with Neverwinter Nights, it came with this module builder. I think it's called the Neverwinter Nights Toolset, with which you could create your own adventures. It was very popular for a while. There's a big community, and when I was about 17, 18, I was studying computer science at the time. And I'd done a bit of sort of level design with Duke Nukem and the build engine, which was my actual first exposure to level design sort of stuff. So I had some prior experience using an engine to create a level. Now with the Neverwinter Nights Toolset, it actually gave me my first exposure to programming in terms of game dev, anyway, game design. It had a scripting engine, a scripting tool based on for creating like interactivity and basically scripted events within the modules you created. So I really got into this for a while. So what I want to show you today is a module I made called Trouble in Esteban. I'm going to talk about experience making that when I was 19 or 18. I must have been between the ages of 18 and 19. I'm going to talk about the pros of what I did. So what's the good things about this? I'm going to play this module as I go along. And I'm also going to talk about mistakes I made in this module, which you can still play. It's still Neverwinter Nights' fault. You can download it, play it if you have a copy of Neverwinter Nights, which you can get off Good Old Games, I believe. But yeah, I digress. So I'll talk about a bit about, not too much, not going into too much detail, but I'd already created a module before which was called Adventures around Mount Gordak, Escape from the Black Cloud. It had a long title, very long title. I got criticised for that actually because it got reviewed in the NWN, but that's another matter. So I already created one module. I'd sort of got used to creating basic scripting. I also had I actually bought a book which was like a guide to using the module kit, which included all the guidance on scripting. So it was really positive in the sense that it was my first exposure to doing programming. The scripting, which I remember was based on C#, so sort of similar to what you do in Unity, but probably not exactly the same, I guess. I think it was called NWN script. So it was based on C#, it wasn't actually C#. I created my first module. I wanted to create something a bit more ambitious. So I'll show you some clips from the module now and talk about it. This module was, I'll just talk about the design aspects of it. This module was intended as a much bigger, more ambitious project. So it had more scripted events, more random, more forks in the road that you could go down. So you can make different choices based on your alignment and different skills, yada 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 yada. Maybe your class. As I'll show in these video clips, there was a few quests in this one. I think there's probably, I can't remember how many there are because it was a long time ago I made it, but there's more than 5 quests that you can go on. It's based around a central hub, Esteban. The premise of the story is that you basically are a farmer who was an adventurer, but then you come back here and then there's barbarians that have been attacking the town. This is sort of told initially that you arrive, you're in front of an inn or a pub, and there's a little boy, and he basically triggers off the main quest. The town mayor, he gives you the main quest, but you can basically go off and do other things as well. Like for example, the first one as we playing it again, I basically the woods, just to the eastern woods, and went into a cave and found some spiders, bashed some spiders around. So this is where I ran into my first game-breaking bug, funnily enough. So there are some bugs in it, I think, which is one of the... I don't think I ever really got to cleaning it up completely, because I was a complete novice at the time. I was a noob. I did get in some decent experience from doing it, but it wasn't like I knew exactly what I was doing. I ran into this bug where basically, after I killed the queen spider, which was quite a cool little thing. There's like a cave and some nice atmospheric elements, especially sound. Split bare in places, but like some tonal sort of scary atmosphere was set there, which was quite good. I killed the queen. Then I went out of the cave, and I think I triggered what was basically been the end of game. Yeah, but I couldn't talk to anybody, and I was basically stuck. So that's very odd thing. A real breaking one I've come across. Well, there's two actually. Another quest that did. So there's one thing I think which I got sort of right in this was there's like a little bit of humour in there, sort of very British humour, sort of dry and deadpan, which is no, it's why I said humour. Some bits of that, like I sort of tried to imbue the whole thing with sort of a funny comedy feel, a bit of absurd comedy, which I achieved in varying amounts. I'll show you some example of that here. One of the best quests that I remember when I played it back was there's basically a quest where you go into the Western Woods and you encounter a man who's been attacked. His father's been attacked by a dragon, and basically there's these two dragons, one of which is good, one of which is evil, and you have to, it's an age-old Dungeons and Dragons quest of find the dragon, and defeat him. So I'll show you some footage of that. That was quite cool. I like the atmosphere I got the game. So, talking of things I got right in this module, the atmosphere is quite good in some places, I think. Level design, I think, is let down a bit though by some being a bit unnatural in terms of the environment. It looks very like you can tell some places that it's too linear, I guess. But some places there's some pretty decent atmosphere. Like going back to the comedy as well, there's some quite good comedy value, like the Nobby, the maladjusted giant. So yeah, that was good. I quite like the spider cave, even though there's a bug, a game breaking bug at the end of it. So a sort of fight club arena that included in it. So again, there's probably bugs in there as well. So all in all, I just wanted to showcase this to show something that I worked on when I was a young lad. To show you anybody who's younger who wants to get into game dev what you can, an example of something you might make when you're starting off. I also cover like some of the good and bad bits and just sort of showcase it as a sort of nostalgic legacy thing that I did a while ago. Literally my first project, really, in terms of something I created which had code embedded in it, and it's a game. So I thought there'd be something worthwhile in doing that. Okay, so I hope that's somehow interesting or inspiring. If you want to check out the game, there's a link below. I think it's still on NWN Vault, so you can download it if you have a copy of Neverwinter Nights, or just get a copy of Neverwinter Nights. I wouldn't recommend you get a copy of Neverwinter Nights just to play it. It's a good game in its own right. It's a really classic game. But I think I'll leave it at that. Hope you've enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you like it, and leave comments below. Okay.